Sounds good. The Simulation Football League quarterfinals start here in London, England, across the pond. Just a little after midnight here in London, and the 11-1 London Knights, the first seed in the SFL playoffs, welcome the Sioux Falls Sparrows to town. I'm Andy Hamilton. Joining me in the booth here at Queensway is Eric Vinson. Eric, welcome to London, England. How are you?
How are you?
Doing well. Looking forward to this exciting matchup. The fifth time that these two franchises have squared off. Three of them have gone the way of Sioux Falls, but the last one went the way of the London Knights. A 16-10 victory here in Season 19, Week 5, and now they're looking to do it again.
Yep, they are looking to do it again indeed. Sioux Falls has had London's number over the course of the years. And it's a prime opportunity for them to take advantage of this situation and possibly advance themselves in the Season 19 playoffs. But the London Knights do have the home situation on their side, as it's the first home playoff game in London Knights history.
Knights won 11 games this season. The only time they faltered was just last time out on the field in Detroit. They lost to Motor City, a 31-38 thriller. They'll look to put that behind them. A new season starts tonight for the Knights as they take on Sioux Falls, who comes in at 8-5. But Eric, the number 1 and number 2 defenses taking the field tonight. Sioux Falls, best defense in the league, 17 points per game. They're going up against the second best offense, but it'll be Sioux Falls offense who will start with the football.
Yeah, this Sioux Falls offense, they come in averaging less than 20 points a game. We'll have to see how they do it here.
Chilly evening, about 60 degrees here in London, and we are underway. AJ Levy will bring the return back out across the 20 to the 28, and that is where we'll see Julian Tyree enter the field of play. Tyree leads the league this season in completion, second most attempts. He likes to throw the ball across the yard.
Yeah, he sure does. And first overall, all-time in attempts and completions. Second only to the great Matt Wilson in career total yards. And he's looking to throw the football around here again this evening.
They will start 1st and 10 and look to throw off of that. Flip outside. That one's caught by Duncan. Marcus Duncan, the rookie, picks up 8, and let's take you through the rest of the offense. Charlemagne Cornelius is the fullback for Sioux Falls. Michael Knight, A.J. Warren, Noe Terrazas, and Kay Marion, the receiving threats, along with Johnny Van Man and Moose Mitchell on the offensive line. And Zastel Black does the kicking for these Sparrows. We'll line up 2nd and 2, just need to get out to the 37. Tyree fires on the slant. That's caught. First down yardage there. Noe Terrazas hauls it in and is across midfield.
Yeah, and Terrazas found a nice cushion in that defense there. Just a simple slant route right over the middle of the field. Plenty of yardage there. Gets him out to midfield.
Winner moves on. Loser goes home. That is usually how playoffs work, but it's how the SFL playoffs work as well. Season 19 quarterfinals here. And they will flip it out to Marcus Duncan again. Duncan spins, and we'll just get a couple. Marcus Duncan, the rookie, comes into this Sioux Falls team and leads the team in receptions, 113. Next closest receiver is K. Marion with 72.
Yeah, and that's the bread and butter for this team, is throwing the football around the yard with Julian Tyree and then using the screen game as their run offense. Marcus Duncan coming in with only 345 yards actual rushing, but almost 500 through the air.
They'll give him a carry up the middle. 117 carries on the season. That was the 118th. And he has 113 regular season receptions, 114 here with that one earlier. So very, very even in how they use that rookie.
Yep, absolutely. But as we mentioned, Tyree definitely likes to throw the football, coming in just shy of 4,000 yards this season. That's a ton.
3rd and 3, he'll throw here. Fires across the middle. There's a flag that came out a little bit late in the pattern. He was looking for K. Marion. Marion could not hold on, but we'll have to check the flag. They're going to call that on the defense, and that penalty will extend the drive. Jeff Gagne flagged.
I don't know if I saw what OR62 had seen out there on the field, Andy. Just looked like just good defense out there by Gagne, especially a linebacker out there in coverage. But, that's why we're up here and not wearing the zebra shirts.
That is a backbreaker on 3rd down in what was going to be an incompletion and a 4th down for Sioux Falls right outside of field goal range. Instead, 1st and 10 here down to London's 36-yard line. Tyree to throw again. Will flip out Duncan. Duncan out of the backfield, has a little bit of room, picks up 4. Let's take you through this London Knights defense here on the first drive. William Davidson, Selwyn Lane are the defensive ends. Cam Frosby is the defensive tackle. Jeff Gagne, Tony Roberto, Telemac Scarborough, the linebackers. Tanner Hendricks, Brandon Ewing, and Emmanuel Blackman, the 3 cornerbacks, along with Anthony Wyo at free safety and Jack Russell at strong safety. Cam Frosby up the middle is the one to watch. Pressure coming. Just got it away, and that's a 1st down catch there to the outside.
Yeah, that was one of the extra tight ends, J.J. McGee, getting out there. He was in the formation, just sneaking on out towards that far sideline. No one really covers him, just a little bit of a stretch route there, and is able to get 1st down yardage.
Sioux Falls moving on this first drive down to the 21-yard line, knocking on the red zone. And we'll see if London's defense can tighten up. They are playing out of a 4-3, potentially a 4-4 defense right now with the safety walked up. 2 backs in the backfield for Sioux Falls. Tyree looking to throw it again. Will fire deep down the middle of the field, and that is caught. 1st down yardage again, and they are 1st and goal.
One of their other tight ends, Rod Tidwell, from that same spot that we saw on the previous play, but this time he works himself up the middle of the field and finds a nice hole there for Tyree to throw him the football.
Tyree getting everyone involved on this opening drive. It pays dividends. He's 6 of 6 right now for 59 yards. He'll sneak it. Tyree right up the middle will pick up 4. They're not afraid to use that QB sneak with him, Eric.
No, Tyree does have the ability to use that QB sneak, and as you can tell, he is very comfortable with it as well. Could have easily snuck himself into the end zone there, but that was good defensive stand there by the London Knights.
Now they'll go very, very heavy here. 3 in the backfield, 1 receiver split out. 4 down linemen for London. They're in a 4-4 again. Give Duncan, left side. Duncan, walk the dog. Sioux Falls strikes first. Sparrows up 6-0.
Yeah, and that was just a great play call there by the Sparrows. Saw exactly what the London Knights were coming out in defensively, knew exactly what they could exploit using that formation, and Duncan just followed his blocks into the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, great play drive. We have Justin Reside and Eddie Gage on stats for us. They are doing a wonderful job. Tyree, 6 of 6 on that drive, 59 yards. Duncan, 2 carries, 5 yards for him, 3 catches out of the backfield for 16. Terrazas, the only catch by a star receiver there on that first drive, but Sioux Falls gets it done up 7-0 over the number 1 seed London Knights. Man, oh man, what a drive, what a night. the quarterfinals open up. We have more quarterfinal action tonight. Vancouver takes on Mexico City, and that will continue into tomorrow. Arizona and Florida battle on that side, as well as Baltimore and D.C. Going to be quite the playoffs. Plenty of great teams still alive and kicking, and after tonight, we'll be down to just 2 on this side of the bracket. That one returned all the way up, and it'll be first and 10 for London.
We'll have to see what old Johnny 2K, Johnny Pickler himself, number 14, has in store for us. That he also likes to throw the football around. 27 touchdowns, 21 interceptions on this season, a 102 QBR.
Best QBR in the league. He also benefits from one of the best running backs in the leagues, Robert Merrill. Most yards, and they'll give him a carry here on first down. Right side, Merrill on the first play from scrimmage for the Knights offense has the first down and is already out to the 49.
Well, in the Week 5 matchup between these two teams, he had almost 200 yards on offense. This time, a 26-yard carry right down the near sideline, and a great start there for the London Knights.
Averaging 7 yards per carry, Eric, in the regular season. 22 touchdowns. That's the most in the regular season for any rusher, and he is continuing that kind of power and speed combo tonight. We'll see if he can do it all night long. Offsides will be a free play. Merrill stood up in the backfield. Man, and that is backbreaking, Eric, as a defensive coordinator, to watch a tackle for loss on one of the league's best backs, only to have it be wiped out by a penalty.
And on the opposite side as well, it wasn't even like Merrill was running to the side of the neutral zone infraction. So, yeah, 100% got to agree with you. A bit of a backbreaker there, but it is still early, and they're up 7-0 early on against the number 1 seed. So nothing to hang your head on just yet.
No, if we've learned anything about the Simulation Football League, it's that there are plenty of game left. No matter where you are, there's plenty of time and plenty of opportunity. First and 5. Play action. Pickler fires across the middle. Caught on the extension. Nice reach out and grab there. That is the fullback Tiberius Bovine, former tight end, who makes the grab.
You can tell he's a converted tight end as well, with those nice soft hands, able to come out of the backfield, locate the football and snatch it with the fingertips, and then reach it and drag it into his body to secure the first down.
Not only just the 6th catch of the season for Bovine, that's the 13th touch of a football for him this season. Play action again. Bovine there again for the grab. Picks up 9 more.
Involved in this offense somehow, some way. You mentioned it, only his 6th catch of the year, and this is his 7th in back-to-back plays. What a job by Tiberius Bovine.
And that play has worked twice already here early. Sioux Falls will need an answer to it. Bunch formation. Merrill alone in the backfield. Pickler looks to throw. Fires corner out. Wide open. Oh, stepped out of bounds. Vincalia had a walk-in touchdown, and he could not keep himself in bounds, but still a huge catch.
Yeah, huge catch indeed, and we'll get another look here. Good pocket there by Pickler. Finds the wide open man, and I know Calia is just kicking himself right now because he was just that close to getting into the end zone.
They'll set up first and goal, and if history or the season prior would lead you to believe where this might go, all eyes are on the backfield for number 20. Tiberius Bovine flanks him off the right side. 4-3 look here out of Sioux Falls. They'll give him the stretch play right, and Merrill is not going to... Oh, he did get there. Touchdown, Robert Merrill. Touchdown, London.
Play there, Andy. I wasn't sure, along with you, if he had gotten in. We're at a bit of an odd angle, but we'll get a look at it here. It looked like he might have crossed the plane. Yep, I think he did there. With that last replay, I think he definitely crossed the plane, and 6 points on the board for the Knights.
I would say he merrily got there. Just merrily. And that will potentially tie this thing up. They will send out the kicker to add to what was an incredible drive down the way. This is JT Delaney, 2nd season in London, and he will take this extra point up and through. now 7 a pop here in London. These teams, well, Eric, we didn't think that either of them would go quietly, and they certainly are battling here early.
Absolutely. Both of these teams coming out guns blazing, and both of these teams have high-powered offenses, particularly through the air, and we have seen that quite a bit. And the thing with London is that they've got that bell cow back, Robert Merrill, and we saw him get himself into the end zone on that last drive.
Kick is away, and the return, again, is brought out by A.J. Levy, just about as dangerous as it gets as a kick returner. And if you're new to the league, you're wondering who he might be, but I just told you he's pretty dangerous. And if you're new to the SFL as a whole, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game all into one. Team strategies are executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, you can visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. Duncan rips off the first carry, picks up 6.
Duncan is another one of those backs. He's used differently, as we mentioned. He's used in the screen game and used in the run game as well. Not quite in the traditional sense that maybe Robert Merrill is on the other side.
They will line it up again here. 2nd and 4. 3 receivers wide. 3-3 look here out of the London Knights. X-spot route, they'll fire on the out route. Picked off! Oh, coming back the other way! And that one's going to go to the house. London, a house call on the pick 6. What a play by Tanner Hendricks!
That's what the home crowd wants to see. Tanner Hendricks just sitting down, watching the football, watching the quarterback's eyes, and baiting him into the interception. Watch this. This is just beautiful break on the ball right there, and just shoots out the gates. No one was going to catch him, and it was an easy pick 6 for the London Knights.
And if you're a London Knights fan, that is what you want to see. You want to see your defense making plays to help out that offense. Not that it needs any help, but man, anytime you can score on the defensive side, that makes the difference in some games. And Tanner Hendricks certainly just stamped his imprint on this football game in this early stage. Delaney's extra point is up, and it is money, 14-7. The Knights on top of Sioux Falls. Eric, this is Sioux Falls' first trip to London since March of 2021. They lost 14-13 in that game.
Yep, it sure is. And, London had to travel to Sioux Falls, South Dakota earlier this year in order to take them on as well. So it's been kind of a back and forth between these two teams, and we're going to see who comes out on top in one of the most important matchups you could ever have.
If there's one thing that London has been doing this season, it's bucking the trend. Not too far from Buckingham Palace, but bucking the trend. The Knights have really come out on fire and have been performing on all cylinders, as seen there with that pick 6 from Tanner Hendricks, which in the history of London usually has tended to be kind of a surprise or off the back foot, but it's come to kind of be expected this season.
Yeah, this season is a season unlike any other for the London Knights, and they have hit that precipice that they have been looking for.
Play action here. Tyree fires across the middle. That one's caught. Spin move there, and Charlemagne Cornelius picks up 9. Both teams kind of using that fullback out of the backfield or out of the tight F trips as a receiver.
And Andy, as you well know, this is the point in the season where you got to throw everything out. Sometimes you got to throw everything against the dartboard, see what sticks, and sometimes that involves throwing the fullback into the mix.
Anything that it takes at this point in the season to win and advance. Give left side. Duncan cuts it back inside, got the first down, but is wrestled down there by the defender. That is Tony Roberto.
Yeah, and a good play by Tony Roberto, the outside linebacker, number 98, his 3rd season here in London. Good stop there, but still a first down for Sioux Falls, and they'll look to go ahead and capitalize off of that turnover. They'll look to move on from that turnover, I should say.
3-3-2 bump here. They are looking to play the X spot. Pressure coming, and down he goes. Cam Frosby, the best in the league when it comes to getting in the backfield. League leading 19 sacks, 25 tackles for loss right there.
You covered it right there, Andy. I mean, what more can you say? Just, it's so, that's his 19th sack on the year, 24 tackles for loss. I mean, you just can't get any better than that.
Two receivers now bottom of the screen. They're trying to make up some ground here on 2nd and 14. Tyree fires outside, tipped up, and picked off again! Coming back the other way! Oh, are they going to get him? I don't think so! Touchdown for the Knights! 2 pick sixes, that's Emmanuel Blackman!
Are you kidding me? Wow. I mean, watching that play in real time, you heard me, Andy, right next to you. I saw it right away, like, oh, that's not the pass you wanted to throw, not there. And then sure enough, Blackman coming off the tip drill there from Tony Roberto, who was in a good spot. And again, it just right place, right time, right off into the end zone. A little bit closer than the last pick six, but man, 2 pick sixes. This is not what Sioux Falls had in mind.
The 3rd career pick six for Emmanuel Blackman. What a time to follow up the 5th career pick six for Tanner Hendricks. These guys going crazy here on the defensive side. The London Knights fans have been waiting all day for this late night affair, and it is paying off so far. Delaney's extra point is up and good, 21-7. And at this point, Eric, they may not need the offense to ever come back out.
I mean, I suppose not. And, you know, we talked about it a little bit. Both of these defenses very, very talented, including that secondary, who is first in the SFL in passing touchdowns allowed. They've only allowed 13 all year. So, and we're seeing that right now with the way this secondary has performed with 2 pick sixes to start the first quarter of action.
Second best in the league, 39 takeaways in the regular season for this London Knights defense. They add 2 more here tonight, and they add to that total, and they pay it off with points right away. It's one thing to take the ball away. It's another thing to get it in the end zone after the pick, but to do so both in the same play is pretty impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, as we were looking at the total yards from both of these teams, they both had very similar, you know, first possessions where they marched the football down the field, both hit pay dirt, and now London is taking advantage of it from the defensive side of the football, getting those takeaways, getting those extra points, and getting those bonus points, you should say.
Looking to throw again. Fires outside. That one is caught, and that will pick up 6 yards. Sioux Falls trying to settle this thing down. The roller coaster of emotions. Tyree is 7 for 9, Eric. Any catch that is not made by his receiver has been a pick six.
And, you know, that's got to be maybe in the back of his mind there, possibly. But with it being playoff football, that's not the first thing on his mind right now. And there's plenty of football to be played in this ball game.
They will give left side Duncan. Duncan avoids some pressure and picks up the first down. Was shaken through some guys there, Eric, and that's pretty special for a rookie to do.
Yeah, and Cornelius actually had a pretty impressive block. Well, we'll see if we can get it here. Maybe that was J.J. McGee. I'm not sure. But just complete. No, that was Cornelius. Just shovels big number 98, Tony Roberto, down to the ground. And that was a run-clearing block there from the fullback. That's exactly what you want to see from your fullback.
Plenty of time in this game for Sioux Falls. Certainly nothing can be decided in the first quarter. Play action for Tyree. Fires outside. Caught. Feet inbounds. 8-yard pickup there for Kay Marion. Her first catch of the night.
And Tyree just staying calm, staying cool, staying collected, trying to find his open receivers where he can find them. And Kay Marion doing a nice job working the sidelines, making sure that she keeps the tippy toes inbounds, getting what she can out of the route.
Marion, the top receiver outside of Marcus Duncan for this offense, the only 1,000-yard receiver. Flip out here, McGee spins twice, and whoa, big first down yardage for the tight end.
And we've seen that play run at least a couple different times now, and McGee looking to show up and show out with a couple spin cycles there, getting some extra yardage and doing everything he can for the Sparrows.
Sparrows offense not batting an eye. They are just prepared to continue going down the field. 4-4 look out of London. Looking to throw. Flip outside here. Duncan on the screen. Duncan picks up 7. 2nd and 3. And they don't have to snap it before the end of the quarter.
No, and I'm not sure if they will, but that was a good play there from Marcus Duncan. He stayed patient, tried to follow his blockers as much as he possibly could, and thought maybe he could get some extra yardage on his own through a one-on-one. Just wasn't to be, but a good 7-yard gain nonetheless.
Tyree going to walk him smartly up to the line. Will take the snap, and Duncan wishes he didn't. Buried in the backfield. That is a huge play there for London. The end of the first. It's been an exciting first quarter in London. The Knights lead 21-7 here at Queensway. Simulation Football League action, the quarterfinals. Andy Hamilton along with Eric Vincent here in London, England. And Sioux Falls trying to battle back in this game. They'll face 3rd and 7. Gonna fire deep down the middle. Wide open receiver! See you later! K. Marion strikes pay dirt!
Talking about settling down, just getting what you can out of the offense, taking what the defense is giving you. That's exactly what Julian Tyree and the Sioux Falls Sparrow offense did there. And K. Marion, great job, just scorches Emmanuel Blackman off the line there. There was no chance of him recovering, no safety help over the top, and K. Marion waltzes into the end zone for a touchdown.
Man, oh man, these teams are trading big shots, Eric. It feels almost like a UFC fight, the way these two teams are knocking each other around, and none of them are refusing to hit the canvas. That was a 40-yard strike to Marion.
Yeah, and that's playoff football in a nutshell there, Andy. That's why we love to see it year after year.
Wow. Kicker is out for Sioux Falls to try and add on the extra point. This one up and good. It is now 14-21, and just like that, we're back to a 7-point game.
And Andy, just think about this. Sioux Falls, they don't have a slouch of a defense either. They do very, very well defensively. If they could come up with a takeaway, if they could come up with a pick six that flips the script right away, it is back to even par.
Well, and Eddie Gage in the stats truck is chuckling because it's really easy to say, if we could just get a pick six, right? if only, it would just be so easy. But for London to do it back-to-back is tough. But Sioux Falls, I think Eric would be very comfortable limiting this London Knights offense to a field goal or no points if at all possible.
Yeah, definitely, and that will keep themselves above water. That gives them an opportunity at the football. You know, you've still got the entire second quarter to work with as well. This isn't a must-have defensive stand, but it's a very important one early on.
And my apologies to Eddie Gage. I meant that as a defensive coordinator compliment, not anything about the strong safety that plays for Arizona. That was completely unintentional. That one, though, intentional deflection by Nick Fargo, and he will help Sioux Falls there. It'll be 2nd and 10. That was Pickler's first incompletion of the night.
And Nick Fargo, incredibly, has gotten to double-digit seasons in this league. I remember when he first got introduced to the SFL. And, man, very quietly up to 11 total seasons, 10 with Sioux Falls.
Yeah, has become kind of a staple of this Sioux Falls defense. Give right side. Oh, my! Robert Merrill blown up in the backfield. Forget about it. What a hit by Biff Markham.
Jeez Louise, Biff Markham. That man has a family. Will you chill out a little bit, please? Man, what a big hit.
Oh, baby. 3rd and 14. Pickler facing the longest third down he's seen tonight. He'll look to throw. Pickler fires short. That is caught. Going to have to fight to get to the sticks. Not going to get there. Terrence Weary makes the grab, but this Sioux Falls defense shuts him down.
Yep, and that's exactly what you were talking about, Andy. It's a stop, maybe a field goal, but instead, they go ahead and they get the stop. They keep points off the board. They're going to get the football back, and probably with decent field position as well off of this Shane O'Donnell punt.
O'Donnell is on to send it away. A.J. Levy, dangerous return man, is waiting for it. Sioux Falls will try and line up a little bit of a return lane for him, and Levy will field it. Spins off one and brought down at the 37. Not going to get much further than that. This Sioux Falls offense back out onto the field, and they will, get ready for another drive, Eric. It feels like they've just been on the field the whole time.
And for all intents and purposes, they really have. I mean, London's had one crack at the football other than the one that we just saw, and otherwise it's been Sioux Falls on offense.
3-3 look here out of London again. Short drop, Tyree on the X spot. Route fires across the middle. Jostling for position, incomplete. Wyo in coverage on Terrazas.
And Terrazas doing his absolute best there to try and get himself into position, maybe for another one-handed snag, but not to be on that particular play. Good job by the London defense, standing strong and forcing the incompletion.
This London defense trying to match Sioux Falls with a 3 and out. Now 2nd and 10 for the Sparrows. 3 wide, they'll run X spot again. Flip outside, that is a catch, and that'll pick up 7 for A.J. Warren. This 3rd down, a lot more manageable after that.
Absolutely, and that's what you want to do there, Andy. You want to make sure that you find it. You don't have to hit a home run every time. Get yourself some singles, some doubles, move some things around, and just pick up what you can get. And 7 yards on 2nd down, that's exactly what you want. 3rd manageable coming up here.
Looking to throw, flip outside, Duncan on 3rd down. Duncan closed down, won't get there. Jack Russell, the strong safety, makes the play.
And that was just a better defensive call for London there. That was just superior defense by the Knights. Right up the middle right away, all the penetration right in Pickler's face. And unfortunately for him, he couldn't really set his feet, couldn't really dump it off to the back and get himself any sort of blocking up front. And it ends up being a TFL.
And that will force Sioux Falls to punt. These two teams trade punts here. Defense is making a stand after an exciting first quarter. Here is the return, and London will start at their 27-yard line. Let's take you through this London offense while we still have a chance while they're on the field. Johnny Pickler leads the way, 3rd season in London, 6th in the league. Robert Merrill is the halfback. Tiberius Bovine, the Hall of Famer, at fullback. Terrence Weary, Fox Highwind, Vin Calia, the receivers. Benji Matson, the tight end. Anthony Anderson, Perrin Ibarra, Wallace DeMoranville Jr., and Demetrius Farmer are the offensive line, along with JT Delaney, who does the kicking. 4 wide here. Pickler to throw, fires on the out route. That is caught and tackled out of bounds goes Fox Highwind.
And Highwind with a nice catch there, about 5 or 6 yards, keeping them ahead of schedule. And it was a nicely run out route there towards the near sideline.
And we'll set up 2nd and 4, and when you have a running back like Merrill, any amount of yards that you can get on 1st down is helpful, because really he only needs 1 or 2 carries to move the chains. Usually with running backs, you aim for 4 yards a carry. He averages 7. Merrill, though, this time stood up, only got back to the line of scrimmage. Sioux Falls did a really good job of collaborating on that tackle.
Yeah, it was good pursuit there by the Sparrows defense. Started off with Biff Markham, and then it ended up being 3 and 4 more Sparrows that got in there and rounded them up right at the line of scrimmage, setting up 3rd down.
3rd down, gun straight. Sioux Falls playing some bump. Pickler gonna fire deep down the middle. Caught and collected. Huge 1st down catch to the 42-yard line.
Terrence Weary coming into this ball game didn't even have 400 yards of receiving to his credit, but a huge catch coming over the middle there, and a great throw by Pickler, pinpointing it between 3 Sparrows defenders. Good route by Weary, good throw by Pickler.
That'll set up a new set of downs here at the 42, and they're going to spread 4 wide out again. Watch the route across the middle on the kind of arrow here after the play action. Bump here, they'll look to throw. Pickler fires, Bovine got it on the arrow for a 1st down.
Yeah, you called it, Andy, and Bovine, again, that's the bonus of having a fullback that used to play tight end. Nice soft hands, knows the routes, runs good routes, and is able to come up with clutch catches like that.
And that'll set up 1st and 10 again. 4-3 look here out of Sioux Falls. Pickler looking to throw, fires on the all slants. Benji Matson caught, 1st down to the 14. This London offense continues to move the chains.
Almost 500 yards receiving during the regular season. His first catch of the evening here today, and just wide open, no one within earshot of him. Good route there by Benji Matson.
1st and 10 from the 14-yard Matson last game was a hero, 116 yards and a score, and has his first grab of the night there to move them into the red zone. 4 wide, play action. Pickler fires, tipped up and incomplete. Sioux Falls getting a little bit better at defending that play. You got to think that if they can defend that one, it's going to be big down the line.
Yeah, and they clamped down on that route. They saw that they got beat a little bit earlier with Weary on the drive, and they clamped down on it this time. Had Kalia towards the top of the formation there on the out route, but I don't know if even Pickler was looking his way on that one.
It'll set him up 2nd and 10. Here is a screen pass. Merrill, one-on-one. They're one-on-one with the league's best back. Nick Fargo tonight has risen to the challenge.
Fargo 100-plus tackles on the year, 7 tackles for loss, and he's one of the best linebackers in the SFL. Did a great job there against one of the premier backs in our league, as you mentioned, Andy.
Instead, 3rd and 12. 4 receivers wide. Pickler on all slants. Fires across the middle. Caught. First down yardage there. Fox Highwind smelled the end zone. Could only get to the 2.
1,000-yard receiver Fox Highwind was this season, and gutsy throw there by Pickler. There was good coverage out there by the Sparrows secondary. Not a whole lot of opportunity for Pickler to get rid of the football, but took a chance with his number 1 wideout, and he rewarded him with it.
1st and goal from the 2. Merrill in the backfield. They'll give him the run off the right side. Merrill stood up, though, and cut down. Not going to get there. Nice play there by Barnett, who shook off a tackle or a block to make the tackle.
Yeah, and that play just took a little bit too long to develop. Merrill was doing a great job trying to follow his blockers there, but it gave Sioux Falls a little bit more time to get off those initial blocks, as you mentioned, and get into the backfield for the stop.
They'll line up in the same formation. 4-3 look here out of Sioux Falls. The 10th play of the drive goes Merrill's way, and he'll walk it in. Nice job by the offensive line blocking him through. Anthony Anderson, Perrin Ibarra, Wallace de Moranville Jr., and Demetrius Farmer clear the way for 6 more for the Knights.
And Benji Matson did a nice job as well along that line, clearing out some room for his feature back, and that was an easy one there. Whenever you're able to get the defenders onto the turf when you're blocking them, that makes things super easy, and a good touchdown there for the London Knights.
A lot of people go into making Robert Merrill the best back in the league, including Bovine, including Matson, including all those offensive linemen. Obviously, Johnny Pickler has tossed him the ball a couple times tonight. It's a lot that potentially makes him one of the best players in the league. And London continues to roll here, 28-14, Eric, and now Sioux Falls with 4:40 to go has a great opportunity to answer.
They do, and it's a 2-score game again, but again, a lot of time left in this ball game, and I don't get the sense that this game is over. You know, these are 2 very, very talented teams, 2 very talented defenses in particular, and we will see how each of them respond in kind.
Kick is away. Here comes the return. Levy will bring it out across the 20. Spins and wrapped up there at around the 25-yard line. Are you liking this game so far? Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the SFL YouTube channel if you haven't already. As the SFL approaches its 20th anniversary season, there is much more content to come. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. Thank you for helping the SFL reach 10 years of operation through your viewership. Here is a short drop. Tyree flips outside out of the hands of the tackle who moved in to play tight end.
Yeah, and they were running that same stretch play that we saw have some success a little bit earlier on, and the tackle eligible on that play, Colston, couldn't quite reel in the football.
2nd down, 10 yards to go here for the Sparrows. Tyree, 13 of 17, 144 yards today. He will look to throw it again. Short drop, flip out, Duncan. Oh man, Blackman met the challenge, shoulders him to the ground.
Great open field tackle there by Emmanuel Blackman, and he's been all over the yard here this evening. As you see his stats overall for this game, but a good one-on-one tackle, just throws the forearm into him, knocks him down to the turf.
Gun straight here for Sioux Falls. 4 receivers wide and a tight end. Tyree fires. Tight end makes the grab. That is a catch for a first down, and it's a nice one. Sioux Falls needed to move the chains there, and they were able to do so. They found Miles Portis.
And whenever it's a third and manageable, Andy, the slant route is one of your best friends that you could have possibly used. And that's exactly what happened on that play. Nice slant route across the board and finding some room there for the first down.
Pro formation here against a 4-4 look out of London. Short drop Tyree. Tyree flips outside Duncan. Duncan turns the corner. Flag down. He'll pick up 3.
And I'm not quite sure what the flag is going to be here, Andy.
That is going to be a face mask, and the Knights will not like that one there. It's going to call that on the defensive side of the ball, and Jack Russell is flagged for the face mask.
I had a funny feeling that might have been what it was, especially considering when it was thrown towards the end of the play. The incidental variety, so only a few 5 yards to be exact. That's up to 1st and 3.
Tyree fires on 1st and 3 and completes first down yardage down to the 42. It's a strike that is thrown to K. Marion.
And I like Tyree's decision-making here. You know, he's not getting phased with the fact that he's thrown a couple picks. He is setting his feet. He is perusing through his reads, making sure that he finds the exact one, firing a dime, firing a laser, and completing it.
They continue to move down the field, now down to London's 42-yard line on the Knights' side of the field. Bunch formation here, 3-3 look out of the London Knights. Single back is Duncan. Tyree, short drop, quick throw, complete on the outside, and that is good for 4 yards there. Noe Terrazas, another grab.
Yeah, that was good route tree from the bunch wide receiver look there on the near sideline. Terrazas getting what he can on that one, but that wasn't necessarily designed to get a ton of yards, maybe some yak, but otherwise not a whole lot to speak of.
London playing that 4-4 again. Tyree, short drop, just gets rid of it there to the outside, spins once, and that'll be Charlemagne Cornelius, who makes it 3rd and 4. And we're going to stop and step aside. We'll be right back after a word from the SFL here at the 2-minute warning.
Of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Quarterfinal action. Andy Hamilton along with my partner Eric Vinson today. And London on top of Sioux Falls. Sparrows, though, driving. In order to continue the drive, need to pick up this 3rd and 4. Tyree is in the shotgun, has both backs in the backfield with him. Looking to throw. Pressure coming. Tyree can't get out of the sack. Brought down by the London front. Cam Frosby, they're going to credit him with at least half a sack there. And Tyree is dropped.
Yeah, it was a funny play. Tyree looked like he had some time, but all of a sudden that time was gone. There were 3 red jerseys in the backfield immediately, it felt like, and Frosby being one of them. I believe it was Gagne that was getting in there as well. A bunch of different red jerseys.
Not only does that sack force Sioux Falls to finish their drive, they're going to have to punt. They might have had a conversation about a really long field goal attempt, but the sack puts them out of potential range, and they instead will have to send on Sammy Prefontaine to punt this one away. Prefontaine will aim it towards the middle. It's going to bounce at the 4 and roll into the end zone for a touchback.
And this is the good opportunity here for the London Knights to double dip, so to speak. Go ahead and march yourselves down the field, hit pay dirt, get 6 on the board, and then you get the second half kickoff as well. Mm-hmm. So you got an opportunity to get yourselves far and away in front of the Sioux Falls Sparrows while still being up 2 scores right now.
It's an offensive play caller's dream is to score right at the end of the first half and then come out, get the ball back, and be able to drive down the field and score again. Pickler on a deep 7-step drop will unload the cannon down the middle. Oh, what a grab! A.J. Levy reaches up with one hand and picks off Johnny Pickler, and Sioux Falls has new life.
A.J. Levy could have just picked off the football. He didn't have to go ahead and do a Jordan impression. Golly, are you kidding me, A.J. Levy? What an interception. And I can't even blame Johnny Pickler for that. There's no way that he could have possibly anticipated that A.J. Levy would sky up and pick off his 73rd career interception.
The 14th-year man tells you what it means to be a Hall of Famer. A.J. Levy gives Sioux Falls the football at their own at the London 26-yard line. Tyree fires outside, caught turning upfield. Whoa, that's a 9-yard pickup to K. Marion. Now they'll go hurry up.
Very impressive job by K. Marion to dive for the extra yardage.
Tyree to throw again. Marion, another first down, spins inside. Marion down to the 4.
Just keep tossing it over to K. Marion. She wants it. She wants to hit pay dirt. Give it to her.
Tyree under center. Now down to 35 seconds. Fires outside. Marion. Okay! Touchdown, Sioux Falls!
I think Tyree had in his mind, as soon as he threw that first pass to K. Marion, that he knew he wanted to get K. Marion into the end zone no matter what it took. And just play after play after play, which it only took 3 plays, by the way, to get into the end zone off of that turnover. Hats off to the Sparrows for that one. And hats off to K. Marion for doing a great job there and making sure that she catches the football quickly, efficiently, and gets into the end zone.
Black on for the extra point, but you said it there, Eric. A.J. Levy's interception, one-handed, turns into points for Sioux Falls just when it looked like London could double dip. Sioux Falls strikes back, and now they find themselves just down by 7, 28-21 again.
They didn't even give me an opportunity to even bring that up. And sure enough, they hit pay dirt. They get themselves into the end zone. And now it's a 1-score game. London feels like they almost have to get themselves down the football field and get at least 3 points on the board in order to make this a little bit more manageable for them.
33 seconds, 3 timeouts for Johnny Pickler. I'm not sure if London will want to push it, but we'll see. Here is the return out across the 25 to the 27. But, Eric, I will say, when you have a running back like Robert Merrill, you don't really need to push it. You might just hand it off, and you might still hit pay dirt.
And, you know, you're 100% correct there, Andy. And, you know, you might just want to go ahead and accept that you're up by a touchdown against a very good Sioux Falls team. You might want to just run the ball, see what you can get out of it with your 1,800-yard back that you've got. Let's see what happens.
2 backs in the backfield, Merrill and Bovine. Short drop on the slant play. They'll flip it out to Tiberius Bovine. Bovine pop there at the 27. No yards.
Yeah, no one in any hurry to call a timeout here. So I think this was all in the plans for London coming up to this possession and just trying to run some clock here, see what'll happen.
And I think this will be the give here on this near side if they do snap it to Merrill. If Sioux Falls can defend it, they will take a 7-point difference into the break. Here is Merrill off this right side. Merrill breaks the tackle. Robert Merrill will not be defended. He's out across the 30, the 20, and will score. Robert Merrill takes it the distance as time expires in the first half.
This man is just unbelievable. He was dead to rights. He was dead to rights right at the line of scrimmage. There were 3 different defenders that could have brought him down. Let's count them. 1, 2, maybe 3, and then after that, gone. Nobody. And you called it, Andy. It was a great call. Run it near sideline. That was where the opening was on the football field that the defense had given you. And boom, Merrill, 73 yards to the house.
And London fans, if they could go on this season to win this game and win more games in the playoffs, they might coin that one the Hail Merrill, as Robert Merrill takes it right at the end of the second quarter, all the way 73 yards for the score.
And he's got 100 yards in one half. How about that, Andy?
On 7 carries, Eric. Forget the yardage. Forget the yardage. Look at the yards per carry. 14 yards on each tote of the rock. Extra point is up and good. It's now 35-21. If you came for offense, you found it. Halftime here at Queensway, London, on top of the Sioux Falls Sparrows. The SFL quarterfinals from London. Man, what a half.
And you know what? The amount of points that are on the board right now, that should be in a total ball game in the SFL. But you know what? We've got them in one half, and you're absolutely right, Andy. Offensive fireworks, defensive fireworks, in fact, as London has 14 points off of pick sixes in the first half. We had absolutely everything in this first half of play, and it's been extremely exciting to see both of these teams. And you said it, throw haymakers. You said it earlier in the first half in the coverage. They are throwing haymakers at each other and seeing who is going to stand upright, who is going to take it all the way to the end, and who is not going to hit the mat. And so far, we haven't seen anybody hit the mat. I don't anticipate anybody will.
And Eric, you mentioned it, the pick sixes loom large. Without those, it's 21-21 right now. So those 14 points for London, really the difference makers, as you watch one here from Blackman, the difference makers in the game has been London's defense. And Sioux Falls has to have an answer to London's offense if they're going to win this game, because being down by 2 scores isn't a detriment at this point. There's plenty of time, but you have to find a way back into it. And if London can just go down the field and score each time their offense has the ball, Sioux Falls is going to have a really tough time picking up possessions.
I mean, it's just basic logic at that point. If you can't stop us from scoring points, then you're going to lose at this point, you know? So 100%, that Sioux Falls has to make some adjustments at the half. They have to make sure that London doesn't get into the end zone, and if they do, it's not very often anymore. And plays like that will definitely do it. And if you see that from the Hall of Fame safety, and you know your quarterback of the defense, AJ Levy, making a play like that, Sioux Falls capitalizing on it right away. But then the defense gives it right back with the Robert Merrill 73-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, and that touchdown run before the half will also be something that we'll be talking about for a while, especially if this game gets close and London wins by a score or two. Because Eric, you know, we talked about the double up and how Sioux Falls almost prevented that with the pick of their own, but then again, London just did to the double up. So we'll see if they can come out here and score again, and if so, you know, it's no harm, no foul for that Johnny Pickler interception.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sioux Falls, their defense, this is the time for them to stand up right now to prevent that double dip from happening, because if it does, it's going to start looking ugly.
Second half here in London is underway. London, the Knights will start with the football, wearing red with the white pants. Sioux Falls in all yellow and black helmets will come out on defense. Johnny Pickler, 11 of 14, 132 yards through the air, no touchdowns, the one pick.
Yeah, and he's looked very, very good, very efficient for the time that he's been out on the offense, or out with the offense, I should say. And, you know, they've done a nice job moving the football down the field, and he knows that he doesn't have to do everything because he has Robert Merrill in the backfield with him.
Sioux Falls double the time of possession in the first half. That comes from Eric Vincent and Justin Preside in our stats truck. Merrill brought down there at the line of scrimmage, and Sioux Falls is going to need way more of that. Darius Hawkins on the play.
Yeah, hats off to Eddie Gage, actually, in the stats truck, because I'm actually here. But, you know, I just wanted to throw that one out there.
My bad, man. Eddie's getting the rough end of the stick tonight, and he doesn't deserve it, and it's not on purpose either. I'm a big fan of Eddie, so I don't know what's going on. 2 in the backfield again. Give Merrill off this right side. Merrill spins out of another one, and Merrill, man, he was one tackle from going 70 again.
That was another one of those typical Robert Merrill plays. You're watching it unfold, and you're holding on with bated breath. You're like, oh, is he going to do it again? Not to be this time around. Good stand there from the Sparrows defense.
3rd and 5, and this would be big if Sioux Falls can get off the field right here. And they won't. Free play for London. They fire across the middle. It's deflected, but the offsides will give them 5 yards and a first down.
Man, great play by Nick Fargo over the middle as well. Just eyeballed the football, batted it away. But it doesn't matter. It's a neutral zone infraction, free 5 yards, and a fresh set of downs for the Knights.
And that's what you got to avoid. You can't be making plays like that, especially come playoff time, Eric. And it's the type of plays that define your season at this point in the year.
And those are the differences between championship ball clubs and ball clubs that get eliminated within a game or two within the playoffs. That there are tiers within our league, and right now it seems like Sioux Falls is kind of shooting themselves in the foot here and there.
Looking to throw. This one, flip out Merrill. Merrill dropped in the backfield, a loss of 2. Sioux Falls not going to let that penalty define this drive. That play out there made by Fargo again.
Yeah, and Fargo wanted to make sure that this play stuck. A great job with the speed to get from his inside linebacker spot all the way out to the flat and cover that one-on-one. Great stop.
Single back in the backfield. 2 tight ends out on the field for London. 4-3 look here out of Sioux Falls. Merrill the lone back. Pickler going to look to swing it outside. That one is caught, and stepping out of bounds goes Highwind. 3rd and 8. And Eric, I think that Pickler's going to have to throw for this, which is, look, not necessarily a bad thing. It just is not the Robert Merrill easy 2-yard pickup they'd like to see on 3rd down.
No, it is not. And Pickler's a bit of a gunslinger. He will go ahead and throw the football down the field. He takes chances, even when his team is up by 2 scores. So you never quite know what you're going to see. And a 3rd and 8 is definitely a passing down.
Quads look here. Pickler under center. And we'll look to throw. Going to fire on the deep corner. Row in triple coverage! Skied there by Weary.
And what did I tell you, Andy? What did I tell you? The man is a gunslinger. He likes to throw the football around. He likes to take chances. And this was a chance that he took. There was 3 different Sioux Falls jerseys in that area there. And he said, we'll toss it there anyway. Give my receiver a chance to make a play, and make a play he did.
Man, 3rd grab of the night for Weary, and he pays it off all the way down to the 44. 1st and 10. Pickler going to try and throw it again. Fires across the middle. Caught. Oh, breaks a tackle. And a 1st down there to the 25-yard line.
That was a well-designed play. Clyde Jones, actually, with the catch there, one of the extra tight ends there. Everyone was circulating towards the middle of the field, so it didn't matter who caught the football. There were going to be blockers in front of whoever the receiver was. A very well-designed play and a good play call.
Gun straight look here against a 3-2 for Sioux Falls. Pickler alone in the shotgun. Sparrows bring 4. This throw is incomplete. Weary could not hang on to that one.
And there's a bit of a difference when you got some airtime on the football. You're flinging it over towards the far sideline. You got some time to pinpoint the football. And there's a difference between trying to catch one over the middle and knowing Dick Fargo is right around that area.
2nd year in the league for Weary. A younger player trying to make some action here for London. Has done so far tonight. 8:06 to go in the 3rd. They'll go gun straight again against the 3-2. Pickler looking to throw, pumps once, pressure coming, unloads, and that one's picked off! Levy again! Intercepts Johnny Pickler, and A.J. Levy single-handedly trying to get the Sparrows back in it.
That's the quarterback of your defense right there. Let's watch him. Turns around. Man, what a play there by A.J. Turns around, looks like he's turning and bailing. Instead, spins right back around, finds the football, and has the speed to get there before the receiver. That's an incredible play by A.J. Levy.
Man, oh man, this is a ball game. Split back, single receiver to the bottom of the field. 4-3 look here out of London. This one flipped outside, caught, and that is good for 9 yards. They've used that kind of tight end swing route, has Sioux Falls, to keep London from really biting down too hard on too much else.
Yeah, and that's the wrinkle, Andy, that you've been kind of seeing here this evening. They like to kind of throw that out, like you said, that little swing route for the tight end. It acts almost as another screen pass.
Duncan in the backfield will take the stretch left side. Duncan, one-on-one, puts Wyo down. Duncan has the edge. Does he have the legs? Oh, the speed across the 20-10. Duncan is going to go 80 yards for the score.
My, oh my, Marcus Duncan. He saw what Robert Merrill was doing on the other side of the football and was like, nah, I can't let this man steal the show from me. Watch this. buries a man in the dirt, slips a defender along the far sideline. Big block there. I couldn't quite see who it was that got that huge block at the end, and then has the ability to outpace Telemac Scarborough and whip him off his hips as he gets into the end zone. What an impressive run by Marcus Duncan.
Those hips don't lie, and Duncan finds the end zone. Willie Wright was the blocker there on the outside who sprung Duncan to go the distance, and Sioux Falls, from an A.J. Levy interception, has scored again. That's the second time we've said that tonight, and the Sparrows right back in it. Eric, these two will not say die.
No, and we've said it over and over again, Andy. Just because we've got a two-score game does not mean that this game is done. Not between these two teams, not in this particular situation. I refuse to believe it, and we have seen it happen in front of our eyes here. It is now a one-score game, 2 touchdowns off of turnovers for Sioux Falls, both of them from the Hall of Famer A.J. Levy.
Duncan had 497 regular season rushing, 345 regular season rushing yards. He had more through the air, and he was able to find pay dirt. That's just his 6th, because he has 2 tonight, rushing touchdowns on the season. Something about the playoffs, Eric. It's not necessarily who you think will get going that does. And speaking of those playoffs, there is your bracket as you kind of take a peek down. London side of the bracket with Sioux Falls, Arizona, and Florida. Later tonight, Vancouver and Mexico City with DC and Baltimore also on that side. 4 receivers wide. They're going to run that arrow route again. Instead, they fire the out route bottom of the field, and that is caught there, and that'll pick up a nice safe throw from Johnny Pickler.
Yeah, going back to the playoff bracket that we had seen just a moment ago, just very impressive matchups across the board. I mean, it's hard to say this because every year we seem to be saying this, but we've just got so many great matchups in this playoff bracket that it's hard to remember a better playoff scenario.
'Tis the season, man. Pickler fires outside Merrill on the reception, makes a juke. Merrill picks up the first down to the 34 before Barnhart wrestles him down.
Yeah, and a good job by Merrill. Little shake and bake move, seeing if maybe he can get a little extra on that play. Didn't quite happen. He knew he was going to get the first down regardless, so that was a good decision there by the back.
1st and 10. They'll go weak-eyed jokers here. 4-3, maybe just a 4-3 look. Cornerback walked in there as Barnhart in the box. They will give it. Right side, Merrill with a block. Merrill jukes and will not evade the tackle there. Almost got out of Jay Ringgold's arms, but Ringgold makes the play.
Yeah, and that's the difference between some of these younger players and some of the veteran players. Ringgold, ninth season, all with Sioux Falls, and a nice job making the one-on-one tackle, grabbing Merrill by the ankles and making sure that he doesn't get more, because otherwise it could have definitely gone for more the way that play was developing.
4-3 here. Sioux Falls adjusting to that right-hand side. They'll give it to the right-hand side. Merrill! Dropped in the backfield. Who else? Nick Fargo again.
Man, the Sioux Falls defense is just turning it up to another level at this point. Fargo just shooting his gap there and making the tackle behind the line because, again, there's been great blocking up front by this London offense, and you could have easily seen Merrill spring that one free.
Split backs pro here. Pickler looking to throw. Going to flip it outside Merrill. Merrill had to readjust. Has the first down and will get brought down at the 49-yard line. Merrill, the safety valve for Pickler, finds first down yardage.
Yeah, I think Pickler and company caught him napping there as Merrill was an easy swing pass there. Pickler went to him right away, knew that he was going to have first down yardage, didn't even bother with going down the field on that play.
And if you're London, man, you really feel like this drive is important. 7 is the difference. Give Merrill left side with blocking. Merrill cut down after picking up 9. Ringgold again.
And looking like the legs were just a little bit heavier on that play as well. Not quite 100% certain if he wanted to break it to the near sideline or cut back inside. And that was probably the reason that it was limited to 9 yards as opposed to much, much more.
Split out here again. They'll give it Merrill again. Left side, and Merrill. Oh, they're going to mark him short. Brought down there, Mike Wagoner with the tackle. and it'll be 3rd and inches, and this is just setting up for Sioux Falls' defense to maybe make a play.
Yeah, tough call there. I thought maybe with forward progress, Merrill was able to get the first down yardage he needed. As you can tell, that unofficial line right there is just right where the football is.
Strong eye here against the 4-3. Sioux Falls adjusts, give Merrill. Merrill got the first. Well, oh no! He readjusts and does have the first. Out to the 34. Robert Merrill may not have been the most conventional way to move the chains, but he gets it done.
And look, broadcasters are people too, okay? We're watching this in real time just the same as you guys are, and we're watching this play develop. He's going, oh, wait, no!
Sometimes it is like that in this league, and we've had plenty of those moments tonight. 4 wide here. Pickler on the play action. That arrow route's open, and he finds Tiberius Bovine. First down yardage to the 22.
And just like Sioux Falls is using that little stretch, that little swing route for the tight end, Bovine is that wrinkle for the London Knights, as they know they can utilize him in the passing game with his nice soft hands, and they've been doing that so far. I believe that's his 4th catch on the evening, 5th catch, excuse me.
Yeah, Bovine, the former tight end, coming out when it matters and making plays for London. 5 receivers wide, 3-2 look here out of Sioux Falls. Pickler alone in the gun will look to throw this thing. Fires deep across the middle. That is caught for a touchdown. Terrence Weary, his 4th grab of the night, and that one is good for 6.
Weary has made some very impressive catches here this evening. He made an impressive one along that far sideline a little bit earlier as well. This time runs it right over the middle of the field. Pickler just fires a laser to him, and a good catch, a good touchdown there, and Sioux Falls still struggling to get London off the field.
First touchdown of the night for Johnny Pickler through the air. Merrill has 3, 2 on the defensive side, and Terrence Weary is the first catch for a touchdown, a 22-yard pass and catch, and it's Bovine and Weary who lead London in receptions tonight, and if that's on your bingo card, I don't know why you would have drawn that bingo card.
Yeah, no kidding, and they have 42 points combined, which is just absolutely bonkers. I mean, who would have thought? But, I mean, Andy, going back to my previous point, Sioux Falls, They capitalized off of the turnovers that they got, 14 points. Other than that, they've only gotten London off the field one other time with a punt, and that was back in the first quarter. Excuse me, second quarter.
Kick is away. Here is Levy, now down by 14 again, and Levy brings it out to the 26-yard line. Sioux Falls offense back out on the field here. Eric ready to go back to work. 14 points, 3:07 to go in the third. Still plenty of time and plenty of points to be had.
I mean, with the way the pace of this game is going, they're going to have to score on every possession. And until their defense can swing the momentum in their favor so that they can take the lead, they got to score touchdowns on every possession from here on out.
Spread look. Here is the out route. That is caught turning up field. That'll be first down yardage there. Top of the screen, Kay Marion, her 7th grab of the night on 7 targets.
And Marion's had a very nice evening here tonight. Almost 1,100 yards during the regular season, over 100 yards here this evening to go with 2 touchdowns. A great night for Kay Marion.
4 receivers wide. London going to play some bump. That's a linebacker over here. Walked out to play bump coverage, and that's where they go. The arrow route is dropped. Duncan could not hold on.
And that's disappointing right there, because you know Tyree circled that matchup. As soon as he saw that linebacker out there in coverage, he knew he wanted to go the fullback's route. Cornelius just couldn't quite reel it in, and I think he had a good head of speed as well.
Man, oh man, the back. 4 receivers wide, 3-2 look here for London. 2:49 to go on second down. All slants here for Tyree. Floats one over the top, deflected away. I think that was Gagne who got his back to it.
Yeah, just good defensive play call there by London, just making sure that they were in position to defend the all slants. Really nowhere for Tyree to go, and just had to try and throw the football out there and see what he could do.
Defense chant going around here at Queensway on 3rd and 10. Gun straight look here for Julian Tyree. 3-2 look here out of Sioux Falls. Out of London. Sioux Falls to throw. Pressure coming. That one is thrown, and it's out of the reached out arms of Michael Knight. He could not hold on.
And Michael Knight had himself a big game last night in his minor league game. Was looking forward to seeing him play in the Sioux Falls uniform. Unfortunately for him, just couldn't quite reel that one in. Just a bit too far for him to grab.
Prefontaine on to punt this one away, and Sioux Falls may start feeling the heat here, especially if London goes down and scores. Kick is away. Knights will only bring it out to the 29. Visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for info about the league and its 28 teams, all the places you can watch live games, plus links to apparel from Sector 6 and SFL mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotions. See all the league records, team stats, player leaderboards, the rankings of the next class of SFL talent, and so much more. SimulationFL.net, your home for everything SFL. London back out on the field. Pickler 20 of 25 tonight, and he will start with a quads look. Going to sling it outside. Robert Merrill with the catch. Spins out a 1, and Merrill will pick up 4.
Yeah, and he was able to beat Derek Williams initially there. Number 44 couldn't quite beat the rest of the Sioux Falls Sparrows that were out there in pursuit. So a good job by them. And London's got an opportunity here to possibly put this ball game away with the way that this game has been played.
4 receivers wide. Sioux Falls playing bump. Play action here. This arrow route is wide open again for Tiberius Bovine. That has been the play, Eric, that you can circle as London's big play in the passing game. It's worked plenty of times. That's the 6th grab for Bovine.
Yeah, and they're continuing to go to it, clearly, because they've got the matchup that they want. It's the fullback on a linebacker. Bovine just with a bit more speed and talent, I think, at the passing game than maybe the linebacker, in this particular case, Nick Fargo, who's a very good linebacker, just couldn't quite handle. And they're going to continue to go back to that and continue to exploit it.
They line it up again, this time against a 3-3. Ringgold walks down in the box, looking to throw. Pickler fires outside. That one is caught for 8 more yards. Tomorrow, the SFL quarterfinals continue at 6:30 Eastern. The DC Dragons go back into Baltimore for a rematch with the division rival and the 2-time defending champion Baltimore Vultures right here on YouTube at 8:45 Eastern tomorrow. Arizona and Florida will take center stage on national TV on Next Level Sports. For a channel guide and more info about Next Level Sports, visit NLSE.com. Give left side. Merrill spins through some traffic, and Merrill out to the 36.
Great run by Robert Merrill there. Saw the hole. Wasn't a big hole, but he saw it, hit it, and was able to throw it down a spin move to give himself a little bit of extra yardage as well. Very nice job, and a good job being patient and following his blocks to get the yardage that he needed.
It feels like Merrill has been involved on almost every play, but he only has 19 touches tonight, and he's equaled over 140 yards.
Just a banana stat.
4 wide here. Pickler to throw on all slants. Fires across the middle. Tipped him and picked! Sioux Falls erases another long drive from London. That pick by Jay Ringgold. Both safeties now with an interception.
And it's an offense's nightmare. You see the wide receiver pop the ball off his hands as he's falling to the ground, just perfectly there for the defender to come up with the football, and Ringgold is able to come away with it. That's exactly what Sioux Falls needed to keep themselves in this ball game.
There's one thing that Sioux Falls defense has done. It's bend, but it's give their offense plenty of opportunities. 4 wide, single back, play action from Tyree. Tyree floats, throws on the run, got it. 9-yard pickup to the outside by Tyree, who connects with Marion.
And a great job keeping the play alive. That's what Julian Tyree likes to do. He is one of those fleet-footed quarterbacks out there in the SFL, and he's able to buy himself some extra time and find Marion along that far sideline. Great job there.
Down 14 points. It's the 3rd time that Sioux Falls has intercepted the football. Let's see if they can cap it off with more points. Twins, bottom of the screen, spot route. That one is caught, and that is first down yardage across the 50 into Knights territory. Noe Terrazas, just third grab of the night for them.
Yeah, it's been the K. Marion show through the air. Let's not get it twisted, but Noe Terrazas has been there when he has been called upon. And that's a prime example right there, just running the near sideline and getting the yardage that he could get.
11 minutes to decide who goes to the semifinals. Sioux Falls 28, London 42. Get your 4s, your 12s, your 86s, and 68s up in chat. We're almost to the end of this one. My partner is Eric Vinson. I'm Andy Hamilton. 11 minutes at Queensway to decide who heads to the semifinals. London on top, Sioux Falls trying to get back into it, and Duncan will pick up 2. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. 2nd and 8. Short drop. Tyree pressured immediately. Floats off his back foot into double coverage and picked off one-handed by Brandon Ewing. Oh my, what a grab.
Wow, golly. The six-season man said, anything you can do, Hall of Famer, I can do better. And this is the pass that Tyree just had no business throwing in the first place, but a great job by Brandon Ewing to locate the football and made a play on it. Tyree almost got away with this, Andy.
Yeah, man, he spun out of that pressure, and you just thought he was going to have another vintage Julian Tyree moment. But that throw late to the backside is one that every quarterback coach will tell you should avoid throwing. 5 wide here. Pickler looking to throw. Fires on the slant route. That one's caught. Threaded the needle on that one to Vincalia.
And that's exactly why Tyree needed to avoid that previous play, because this London offense is so deadly. Man, they were just going to move the football down the field, and you're seeing it right there. Just a laser right over the head of the referee to Vincalia. A great pass and a great catch.
Man, what a throw. And that will set up a first down at the 36. Eric, this London offense, first in the league, number 1 seed coming in. If anyone had questions about whether they could keep that offensive production going with tougher opponents, so far tonight, still doing it. That one incomplete. Calia playing defense there.
Yeah, because that was, again, Pickler, a bit of a gunslinger. He will take chances. He will throw footballs into coverage, and he did do that on this particular play here. Didn't quite get a great look at that one, but yeah, Calia was the guy that he was intending to throw the football to. It was actually great defense by Jukin Rukin Jr., able to get in there and make the deflection.
42-28. They've been helped by 14 points from their secondary on pick sixes, but they'll take points any way they can get them. That's usually how most teams in the SFL will operate. Here is 2nd and 10. Pickler flips outside Merrill with a lot of space to work. Merrill spins out of one. Oh, what a move! Robert Merrill! Sensational move on the sideline.
Stop it, Robert Merrill. Just stop it. Are you kidding me? Let's go ahead with the spin move to the inside, spin move to the outside. No one will see it coming, and sure enough, Sioux Falls just left reeling after a couple of lethal spin moves by Robert Merrill, and London is knocking on the door.
Yeah, that was what the kids called disgusting.
Nancy.
1st and goal. 5 receivers wide from the 8-yard line, and Sioux Falls would really want to limit London to 3 here at most. Pickler, short drop, looking to throw. Fires outside. That is a catch there by Highwind down to the 4.
Yeah, a bit of a strange play there along that far sideline. It looked like the football hung in the air, by the way, for a little bit of time. It was looking like maybe the defense could converge on it, but Calia making the reception there and getting wrapped up around his ankles.
We'll set up 2nd and goal. Ace quads look. They're going to run all slants. Flip out. Merrill will walk it in. Touchdown, London. They strike again, and that might just be the icing on this cake.
Yeah, it very well might be here today. Just with the way everything has gone. Pickler doing a good job surveying the field, seeing what he could see, and just checking it down to Robert Merrill. He is all the way out there. Easy touchdown for Merrill to get into the end zone. And that is his, I believe that's his 4th touchdown on the evening.
Second thrown touchdown for Johnny Pickler. Has not had the night that he would like to have had in terms of leading his team, but when you're up 48-28, you can't do too much complaining there, Eric. Extra point up and good. Now 49-28, and I'm sure Johnny is very happy with how the team as a whole has performed.
Oh, absolutely, and that's honestly, that's the London Knights in a nutshell, because again, you've got an 1,800-yard running back and Robert Merrill. You as a quarterback, therefore, do not have to do everything. And that's essentially what's happening here this evening, although the defense actually showed out along with Robert Merrill. So you got yourself a 14-point cushion right away. You don't even have to really worry about it too much, necessarily.
First and 10 from 24 yards.
It looks like Tyree's going to go for the sneak here. Not 100% certain what was going on with the play calling there, but Tyree just takes the snap right away and just plunges forward for maybe a half a yard.
Yeah, and these two teams continue to give it all the fight that they have, Eric. And, man, Tyree right up the middle. You never expect it, but every single time he does it, you know, it's something to behold, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Split backs, looking to throw again. Tyree has to check down, spinning around as McGee, and he won't gain any yards there either.
Yeah, and it's looking like Sioux Falls is kind of reeling a little bit here. They're trying to figure out what they can do to keep themselves in the ball game. Being down by 3 scores, under 8 minutes to go, and it's not necessarily a position that you want to be in.
Split back spread. Here is Tyree looking to throw. Going to lace one deep down the field. That is caught! Oh, man, what a grab and what a throw in the moment.
And I take it all back. A.J. Warren right there where he's supposed to be in the middle of the field. A great post route. And, man, Tyree just finds him right away. It wasn't bad coverage. It was very good coverage, in fact, by Tanner Hendricks. But, man, oh, man, A.J. Warren doing what he can for the team there.
It'll set up a new set of downs here at the 47-yard line. Sioux Falls really needs to score, and they really need to start doing it quickly. Tyree flips outside. There is McGee. Spins and picks up the first down. Well, coming up next, Matt Wilson and the Mexico City Aztecs welcome their rival, the Vancouver Legion, who are hoping to shake their second round and Mexico City playoff curses, Eric. That's curses with an S, 2 of them. The action begins at 8:45 Eastern right here on YouTube, or following this game, depending on how long these two teams want to keep scoring, because we're already up quite high in the scoring column, and I don't think they're going to slow down. Pressure coming. Tyree fires outside. Caught. Noe Terrazas, another first down and out of bounds. Great play.
Yeah, great play call there, and it's looking like we are not going to slow down as far as the numbers are concerned on the scoreboard. I mean, shoot, London themselves already hit the over just by themselves, hitting 49 points. It's been a heck of a ball game, Andy, and it's been one of those games that will go down as one of those storybook SFL playoff games.
And for London, it's a big one. They want to continue this playoff push, 11 regular season wins. They'd like to add 3 more and a championship. Flip outside. That tackle made there on the outside and brought down in the backfield. Roberto will get the tackle for loss on Duncan.
Yeah, and Tyree had maybe a split second to get rid of that football. It's been kind of happening all night long on that particular screen pass. London just getting pressure up the middle almost immediately, and Tyree on his heels trying to get rid of the football.
I-twins, Jeep drop, flip outside here from Tyree. Spin move, and Duncan picks up 5 before being shouldered down there by Hendricks.
And you can tell just with the way that this defense is playing, they are flying around, they are making big hits. They want to get this monkey off their back, propel themselves even further into the playoffs, and get themselves closer to a ring.
Playoffs run here through London, so if the Knights get the win, they will stay here at home till their season ends, whether that's with a ring or whether that is being knocked out. Speaking of knocked out, what a knockout throw across the middle to K. Marion. Sioux Falls knocking on the door at the 6.
And Tyree's doing a great job, again, just being decisive with his throws, finding who he wants to get the football to, throwing it quickly, efficiently, and making sure that it's a good ball that is thrown.
31 of 39 tonight. Now down close to 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Sioux Falls has to hurry. They will give Duncan a run up the middle. Duncan off to the right. Oh, man, got to the 1.
Tonight, right there at the end there, Andy. I like the play call, though, going with the run.
They'll hurry back to the line here now, under 5 minutes to go. Duncan walks it in. Touchdown. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the night.
It's an even better call to go no huddle there and just make sure that they can get themselves into the end zone quickly, because they had a very good offensive play call against that London Knights defense. Great job by the Sparrows to capitalize on that.
Yeah, dove right in, spun, was able to pick it up. Duncan, 11 carries, 100 yards, 3 touchdowns. That was a 10-play drive from Sioux Falls to keep their quarterfinal hopes alive. They will cut the lead back to 14 with 4:49 to play here in the fourth. And Eric, if you are at home, you're going to be wondering whether the onside kick is coming or not.
Yeah, and it's hard to say. I know what I would do. I would go for the onside kick just because of the way this game has kind of progressed over this evening, but I'm not sure what Sioux Falls would do.
London really has no motivation to throw it, and so, in doing so, you have to expect that your defense, if you don't do the onside kick, would need to stop Robert Merrill 3 times. That's a tall task. Sioux Falls will line up for the onside kick. See which way this ball will take a bounce. 4:49 to go. It is up in the air. Touched by London. Still alive for whoever gets it, and London falls on it.
You held your breath there for a hot second, Andy. When the hands team for London jumped up and tipped it off their fingertips, that created a situation that you never want to see if you were the receiving team of an onside kick. And unfortunately, just didn't bounce that way for Sioux Falls. London with the football.
Yeah, someone rose up there and wanted to one-hand it, and man, that was the most dangerous thing they could have done. Give left side. Merrill will get wrapped up after picking up 2. Sioux Falls going to hold on to those timeouts for now.
Yeah, and that's another topic of conversation that you could throw out. Could you theoretically start to maybe burn these timeouts as you're getting closer to the 2-minute warning? Possibly, not necessarily right now, but maybe within that 3-minute mark.
I don't know about there on first down, but if he doesn't pick up 4 or more here, I think about it. 2nd and 8, 4:15 to go here in the fourth. Merrill in the backfield, and Pickler smartly will take as much time off this clock as he can before giving to Merrill for the 17th time tonight. Merrill back to the line, 3rd and 8, and this, Eric, is where I would think about taking one.
Yeah, definitely, and if not right now, which it clearly doesn't look like they're going to call one now, if you get a stop here on 3rd down, that's where you got to go ahead and call that timeout and preserve as much clock as you possibly can.
And the question becomes, what is the range for JT Delaney? From here, it would be about a 52-yarder. They'd like to get another yard or 2 at least to give him a chance. Pickler in the gun, 5 receivers wide. Watch that arrow route across the middle if that's what they decide to run here. Pickler will take the snap, a little bit low, fires across the middle, picked off! Intercepted! Wow. Forget the field goal. Terrell Davis has the ball back for the Sparrows.
Wow, and what a defensive possession for the Sparrows. Did everything that they needed to do to get the football back and kept the Knights off the board to boot. They kept all of their timeouts. Don't even worry about what we're saying up here. Hold on to those timeouts. You need them now with 3:23 to go, being down 2 scores.
Like to score on this side of 2 minutes if possible. That would be certainly helpful for the Sparrows. Gun straight look, pressure from Tyree, got rid of it before he got hit. William Davidson in there with the pressure.
Yeah, and that front four for London has been very successful. Front three, I should say. They've been very successful with getting to the quarterback here this evening. They've done a great job of that, and Tyree has made some questionable decisions because of it.
80% completion percentage tonight. The 2 scores, 3 picks for Tyree on 32 completions. 4 wide again. Here's play action for Tyree. Fires middle of the field, wide open. A.J. Warren, and they might run this play as many times as London will let them.
As they should. Warren, a good receiver.
Play action again. Tyree fires. Warren caught. First down again. The record's not broken. And Warren going to stay down. He is hurt.
Man, that is the last thing that you needed as far as the Sioux Falls Sparrows offense.
Yeah.
Especially at that particular situation where the offense is cooking, going back to you over and over again. And I'm not quite sure what happened there. Maybe a helmet to the forearm, possibly? I'm not sure.
Yeah, Russell came in and supplied a hit along with Roberto. And, kind of got sandwiched there in between. You hate to speculate, and you won't. But we just hope that Warren makes a speedy recovery. We'll keep our eyes out in case he comes back out on the field. 1st and 10, 3:04 to go here. Looking for the spot route. That one is caught. One-handed grab, reaching up and collecting it was Marion.
Yep, Marion with a nice catch there. They're going no huddle once again, Andy.
2 in the backfield, short drop. Tyree laces one down the middle. Almost picked off. Man, that would have been the cap on it for Tanner Hendricks. It would have been his 2nd of the night. Falls incomplete.
So that Michael Knight could have played hero there. The young man still on a 2-way contract in the minor leagues, and could have come away with a huge touchdown reception to get his team back within 7.
4 receivers wide, still no A.J. Warren. He's still on the sideline. Gun straight look here for Tyree. 3rd and 4. Got to be 4 down territory, but they don't need it. Caught across the middle by the tight end, McGee. Or Portis, excuse me.
Yeah, they got to go, Andy.
2:35 to go. Tyree pumps. Pressure coming, and he's dropped!
Exactly what you didn't need. You cannot take a sack in that situation. Got to get rid of the football.
2nd and 13. Slants again. Floats. Picked off! Picked off! Brandon Ewing takes it away, and that is going to potentially put the icing on this one.
And that's the second thing that you should never do. Brandon Ewing, though, great job there, just stepping right in front of the receiver, right in front of Michael Knight to make that potentially game-sealing interception. And all London really has to do here is just hand the football off to Robert Merrill. There's really nothing else that you should do at this point.
Sioux Falls still has all 3 timeouts, so they're still not out of this one, Eric. Potentially could get the ball back, score, and get the onside. Time is not on their side, though. Merrill spins inside. It'll be 2nd and 7, and A.J. Warren will be out for the rest of this one.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. They're losing a weapon for Julian Tyree, especially with being down 2 scores and the time against you.
That will take us to the 2-minute warning. Simulation Football League quarterfinals right here on YouTube. London on top, 49-35, 2 to play. Andy Hamilton along with Eric Vinson. 4th quarter action here. 2nd and 7. They'll give Merrill another run left side. Merrill has the first down, and that might be it, Eric, because I don't think that Sioux Falls can stop him and the clock.
Yeah, and that's a major bummer for the Sioux Falls Sparrows. They were doing such a great job here in the second half against London, trying to do what they could. But man, oh man, Robert Merrill is just too much. He is just too talented of a back. Cannot keep him down. Almost 150 yards on the ground. Very great night for him.
And London came in here at home. They faced Sioux Falls, the number 8 seed. They've played this season, Eric, and A lot of people had questions about the Knights coming off that loss in the final week of the regular season as Merrill takes that one, another first down carry to the 40. And I would venture to say that London has maybe quelled some of those concerns after the Week 14 game between them and Motor City.
Oh, most definitely, because that was probably one of the more shocking losses that we have seen this season. And, London handled it with grace. They went into their bye week. They made some tweaks. They made some adjustments. They did what they needed to do. And they came out and they performed well against a very talented Sioux Falls Sparrows team.
And London will take a kneel down here, and that'll pretty much end it. Johnny Pickler will take on the best formation in football, the victory formation, and give Sioux Falls their ticket home and give his London Knights the ticket into the semifinals, which, Eric, is huge for this franchise. I know Liam Crowder and this team have worked very hard to get where they are. They've had quite a few seasons that they are happy to forget at this point. Just last season going 6-6 and an early exit out of the playoffs, and 7-5 last season, went 1-1 in the playoffs, and the season before that 6-6 early exit, and for 4 seasons before that didn't make the playoffs. So this is the definition of grinding and started from the bottom.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I was going to say, Andy. You can't necessarily blame people for questioning this London Knights team, because this is a new era of London Knights football. We have not seen this type of football from the London Knights. We've seen them get close. We've seen them get to that mid-tier of the league, to where they're knocking on the door. They're maybe making the playoffs. They might win a game, and that's about it. But we haven't seen anything quite like this from their team, from their franchise. And we're starting to see it now. They've had 2 back-to-back seasons before this one of getting themselves into the playoffs, making themselves better. And then you've got this season, this 11-1 season, could have easily been an undefeated season. And this is the best season that they could have possibly come up with as far as a regular season standpoint. Now you got to perform in the playoffs. They have so far.
They're going to have to punt this one away. Sioux Falls will have very, very little time with the football, but we would be remiss if we didn't mention that the game is not technically over. Sioux Falls technically could score twice in 25 seconds. But Eric, London coming in had plus 16 in the turnover department. They got 2 pick sixes tonight. And that's the difference. 14 points right there.
That is indeed the difference, Andy. You hit the nail on the head. And hats off to that London Knights defense for stepping up and making that happen and doing it early on in the ball game to turn the tides and make sure that they had secure momentum on their side early on.
25 seconds to go to finish this one out. Tyree will fire, and that one is caught. Flag down. That will stop the clock. Catch made out to the 25-yard line. We'll check the flag.
Might be DPI, but I don't know if I agree with it.
Pass interference, number 26.
Yep, that is what they'll call. So that will... Sparrows are going to go ahead and decline that. Terrazas' catch will stand. And Eric, Sioux Falls gave it everything they had. They came in here and to be just those 2 pick sixes away from potentially, winning this game or at least being tied. That's if I'm going up against the number 1 team and I'm the number 8 seed, I'm comfortable with that. If you told me that I would be 2 scores away, coming into the 3rd, coming into the 4th, I might be comfortable with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sioux Falls, that's any other game that you can imagine, scoring 35 points, that would mean a victory for you. And it just was not to be for them tonight. And they played admirably against this number 1 seed in the London Knights. It just wasn't their night. And you know what? Sioux Falls has had their time in the sun. They've had plenty of very successful seasons, and we will see them again. But for right now, it's the London Knights moving on.
London will move on. Another victory for the Knights, just their 2nd playoff win in 4 playoff games. And they will move on to the semifinals where they will await the winner of Arizona and Florida. That game takes place tomorrow, but don't forget, Eric, quarterfinal action not done tonight. Vancouver and Mexico City kick off shortly right here on YouTube.
Yeah, and that'll be a fantastic game. Coming from the Fort Worth Toros. I see Mexico City quite often every season, and they are quite a formidable foe, and I'm sure you are very much looking forward to facing off against them with your Vancouver Legion.
Should be an interesting one, but tonight, quite the interesting one here in this one. Quite different from what we saw between Sioux Falls and London earlier in the season, Eric. Lots of high scoring here tonight, but defense still was the difference, in just a different way with the turnovers.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was a bit surprising, right? We had almost 10 interceptions split between these two quarterbacks here this evening. And, we saw a complete 180 of the ball game we saw in week 5. We saw points galore. Yep. We still saw defense being played, but there were fireworks out the gate. And as I mentioned before, London beat the over just by themselves.
Indeed, they did. Our stats team did a great job tonight. We would be remiss if we didn't thank them one more time on the broadcast. Eddie Gage and Justin Reside doing a wonderful job. Cameron Irvine producing behind the scenes did a wonderful job as well. Appreciate him and all his hard work this season. I don't think there's one person that you can point to in the league that has put more effort into making sure that these broadcasts each week do a wonderful job. So I want to make sure to thank him with the little bit of time we have as we roll through the highlights. And there's the Ewing interception that really cleaned it up. Well, for all of us here at the Simulation Football League, Eric, it has been quite the quarterfinal opener. I'm excited for more action.
I am 100% excited for more action. If this is any inkling as to what is to come for the rest of the quarterfinal games, we're going to have ourselves a hell of a weekend.
Does not get better than this. The Simulation Football League playoff action. Robert Merrill, your player of the game there. Plenty of yardage, 4 touchdowns for him tonight. London rolls on to the semifinals. They will await the results of the rest of the quarterfinal games. For Eric Vincent, I'm Andy Hamilton. Thank you all for tuning in, and don't go too far. More quarterfinal action kicks off shortly.